يلا خير 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 يا خير يا خير.
Volcanic eruptions are one of the most powerful forces on Earth. From spectacular lava fountains to deadly explosions, they can bury entire cities under superheated clouds of ash and gas, or turn quiet rivers into seething torrents of mud and debris. Scientists are struggling to understand these unpredictable time bombs.
We were taken by surprise by what turned out to be an unprecedented event.
We'll circle the globe, profiling some of the most significant eruptions of our time, each more devastating than the last, each leading to a potential ultimate eruption that could change the world as we know it. Volcanic eruptions are dramatic reminders that our world is a living planet. Their destructive force is 4 billion years old, a force that commands respect. Volcanoes combine the beauty and the beast, the power to create and to destroy. From the very beginning, they've served a vital function, releasing heat, gas, and minerals from deep beneath the Earth's crust. These byproducts proved vital to human life, creating the Earth's atmosphere. If volcanoes did not exist, neither would we.
To me, they're one of the most beautiful things you can ever witness. But to the people who live under them, they're the most terrifying and destructive thing you can ever witness.
Cameraman Jeff Mackley's mission to film the world's volcanoes comes with risks. On one mountain, he avoided death by moments when a lethal mixture of hot gas and ash just missed him.
There was a loud roar like a freight train, and a pyroclastic flow came down the valley that we'd just been in. So, yeah, another 5 minutes either way, it would have been curtains for us.
Mackley risks his life to record volcano's beauty. Others risk theirs to record their power.
Many of us have experiences that could either have gone one way or the other depending upon just something small that happened.
In the past 60 years, volcanic eruptions have killed at least 27 scientists. Even so, their quest for knowledge continues. On average, between 50 and 60 volcanoes erupt every year. About 20 are erupting at any given moment. All are vents in the Earth's surface. Most take place within the Ring of Fire, an area around the Pacific Basin where tectonic plates collide, allowing molten rock or magma to be released. Thick magma loaded with gas triggers explosive eruptions. Thinner magma with less gas is less volatile. To compare and categorize eruptions, scientists have developed the Volcanic Explosivity Index, or VEI scale. Each notch up the scale means a higher ash cloud, more ejected material, and greater explosive energy. The events profiled here begin with a non-explosive eruption and peak with a planet-altering super eruption, one that experts say will eventually happen. Hawaii is a tropical paradise. But under the brilliant sand and lush forests simmers a cauldron of tremendous heat and violence. This is the site of one of the most spectacular volcanic creations on the planet. All of the Hawaiian Islands are volcanoes, built over 70 million years by a powerful geological formation called, appropriately, a hotspot.
A hotspot is a narrow zone which has an excess amount of heat in it. And the heat rises, and relatively near the Earth's surface, this heat melts the rocks, and then that melted rock erupts as lava.
February 1983. Kilauea, on the big island of Hawaii, sends lava fountains 80 meters into the air. Because the magma is thin and doesn't contain much gas, the eruption is not explosive, but it's still dangerous. For 7 years, the eruption continues. The lava inches forward, slow enough to outrun, but totally unstoppable. In February 1990, it reaches the fishing.
What would it be like to be trapped in the path of a hurricane? Can you imagine watching the flames of a wildfire engulf a hillside right before your eyes? From Joplin, Missouri to the Indian Ocean, each book in the Natural Disaster True Survival Stories series tells the stories of people who have survived some of the most severe natural disasters in recent history. Primary sources, first-hand photos, charts, graphs, and other engaging infographics put readers right in the center of the action as various survivor stories are revealed. Fast facts about each event provide informative details such as dates, places, casualties, and more. Additional features such as a glossary, a listing of source notes, and sources for further research are included to aid in comprehension. Natural Disasters True Survival Stories, a series from Momentum, a narrative nonfiction imprint by The Child's World.
It's this disaster that tsunami expert Jose Barrero has selected for the top 10.
I'm here in Banda Aceh, Sumatra, the northern tip of Sumatra Island facing into the Indian Ocean. This place in particular suffered one of the worst tsunami disasters in human history.
The Indian Ocean, bordered by Asia, Africa, and Australia. In December 2004, millions are enjoying the holiday season along its shores.
Countries more exposed to natural disasters such as volcanic eruptions, floods and earthquakes need more robust national databases to prevent these hazards and reduce their risks. Between 2000 and 2012, natural disasters caused 1.7 million deaths, according to figures from the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction. In a debate held this February at the Royal Society London, a group of experts agreed on the relevance of building strong national databases so local communities in countries at risk could be better prepared to address these hazards. In order to do so, further training to NGOs practitioners is needed, but funding for that is very limited, according to Kate Crowley.
We need to train our staff in systematic scientific methods of data collection. And that's really the crux of it. So if, say for example, one of our staff members in Kenya understands that as part of a risk assessment that they do with communities, they need to also take maybe a GPS coordinate of where they are, that they can note down the information communities are telling them and that are observing in a systematic way, then that can contribute to a national database.
Another member of the panel, Professor Mark Pellin, also stressed the relevance of building these data sets.
The challenge is identifying data sets that are longitudinal so that one can track how underlying development processes shape the relative importance of those vulnerability drivers. And with climate change as well now, how those drivers change in relationship to a changing natural environment. And there's a sense that those sorts of data sets are starting to come through this collaboration of science with local stakeholders.
Building better databases is one of the recommendations suggested in a report elaborated jointly by British scientists and NGOs practitioners from institutions such as University College London, the British Geological Survey or the Catholic Agency for Overseas Development. The report also recommends monitoring science integration within a natural disasters prevention program from its very beginning, to see whether science has fostered a positive or a negative change to a vulnerable community's situation.
يلا خير يا